The protein bar aisle can be overwhelming. Some bars are basically candy bars in disguise, while others are packed with protein, but they taste like chalk. I'm a dietitian and I tested 8 of the most popular protein bars to find out which ones are actually worth buying. And one of them left me feeling awful, even though it had the most protein of them all. Now, before we get into the rankings, I need to tell you something the protein bar industry doesn't want you to know. There is one ingredient showing up in 3 of these 8 bars that could be the reason that you're bloated, running to the bathroom, or feeling generally terrible after eating what you thought was a healthy snack. And it's not sugar. It's not even an artificial sweetener. This is part of my Eat Well, Travel Well series because protein bars are everywhere when you're traveling. They're at the airport, the gas stations, the hotel gift shop, and you need to know what to grab and what to avoid. Now, protein bars are a supplement to whole food sources, not something that we should be grabbing for multiple times a day if we can help it. Ideally, we're getting most of our protein from foods like chicken, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, tofu. But when you're traveling or you're in a pinch, a good protein bar can be a good choice. And a quick note, this video is not sponsored. I spend my own money on these bars because I wanted to give you my honest clinical opinion as a registered dietitian who reviews food labels with clients every single day. Here's what makes this review different. I'm not just looking at protein and calories, I'm looking at what these bars are actually doing to your body, your blood sugar, your gut health, your energy levels. Because the bar that looks perfect on paper, it might be the worst one for you. So let's get into it and stick around because my number 1 bar even surprised me. Okay, let's start with the bar you have definitely seen everywhere. It's Quest bars. They're the gold standard that's been in gyms for years. Okay, review, nutrition, 190 calories, pretty standard for bars, 21 grams of protein from whey and milk protein isolate, which is solid, 12 grams of fiber from polydextrose, which is a soluble prebiotic fiber that's added in to help reduce sugar and calories. And then there's some almonds and some natural fiber. 1 gram of sugar. But here's the catch. Ingredients, whey protein isolate, almonds, erythritol. Wait, there it is. This bar has 6 grams of sugar alcohols. I'm going to explain why this matters soon, but the quick version is sugar alcohols can cause major digestive issues. And then it's also sweetened with stevia and sucralose on top of the sugar alcohols. Now for taste. Okay. I tried to get all bars that were similar, like cookie dough flavored or brownie, so they're all even playing field. Okay, Quest. Oh my gosh, classic. It even feels a little chalky. Fine. Not my favorite. The cookie dough flavor, ugh. The cookie dough flavor is solid, but it has that rubbery sort of texture Quest bars are kind of known for, and it's not my favorite. Price, $2.20 per bar, which puts them mid-range for protein bars. Here's the verdict. The macros are good on paper, but with those 6 grams of sugar alcohols, that can be a deal breaker for a lot of people, including me. This one gets a 3 out of 5. And stick around, we're diving deep into why those sugar alcohols matter in just a few minutes. Next up is the Kind Protein Max bar. Kind bars feel like a real food bar, and that's certainly their marketing, but let's see if it lives up. Nutrition, 250 calories. It's actually the highest that we'll see today, 50 calories more than most. 20 grams of protein from soy protein isolate, 9 grams of fiber, 1 gram of sugar. Now here's the ingredients. The first ingredient is peanuts, which I love that. We can understand that. And then soy crisps, allulose, tapioca fiber, and chicory root fiber. And here's a quick note on that chicory root fiber. This is a prebiotic fiber that companies will use to add in to boost fiber and numbers on a nutrition label. Now, the issue is that it does ferment in your gut, which feeds our good bacteria. That's the good part, but it can cause some gas and bloating in people with super sensitive tummies. So keep that in mind. Definitely not as harsh as sugar alcohols at all, but if you bloat easily, look out for that chicory root fiber. And then allulose is a newer low-calorie sweetener that's actually a rare sugar found in small amounts in foods like figs and raisins. The good news is that most people tolerate it way better than sugar alcohols and artificial sweeteners because it's absorbed differently. But it's not 0 calorie. It has about 0.4 calories per gram versus sugar's 4. Okay, now for taste. It definitely has the look of the traditional kind bar with stuff on top and chocolate underneath. Oh, that's giant. Okay. A little messy, crumbly. Crunchy, satisfying. It definitely tastes like peanuts. I think it's pretty good. Price, $1.50 per bar. The best value that we're going to see in all of these bars. Okay, here's the verdict. A little higher in calories, but it has real food ingredients, 20 grams of protein, and no sugar alcohols. This one gets a 4 out of 5. Next up, the RXBar. Minimalist label, straightforward approach. Their slogan is literally no BS. I kind of love it. 200 calories, 12 grams of protein from egg whites, the lowest protein we're going to see, but stick with me. 5 grams of fiber, all from natural sources, 14 grams of sugar, but here's the key. It's all naturally sweetened from dates, no artificial sweeteners, no sugar alcohols here. And then ingredients, there's only 8 ingredients total. We're talking egg whites, dates, cashews, almonds, chocolate, cocoa, sea salt, and natural flavors. That's it. And the major win, no sugar alcohols, no artificial sweeteners, no weird fibers, just real food. Time for the taste. And this definitely has the look of a natural bar. Oh, you can see the sea salt on top, which I appreciate. It is dense, chewy, naturally sweet. I like that it doesn't have that like artificial sweetener taste that can leave an aftertaste in your mouth. You can actually taste the dates. This one's pretty good. The price is $2.16 per bar. Here's the verdict. Lower in protein than others, but simple ingredients we can understand and nicely balanced macros. This one gets a 4 out of 5. Now, before we move on, drop a comment below and tell me which protein bar do you always grab when you're traveling at the airport or gas station? I want to know which ones you're reaching for, which ones you like, and which ones you wish you didn't spend the money on. And if there's a bar that you're curious about that I didn't review today, drop me a comment and I will respond. Next up are the GoMacro bars. These ones are marketed as a clean bar. They are vegan, organic, and gluten-free. So let's see the nutrition. 290 calories, which is actually the highest of all of our bars. 11 grams of protein from pea protein and brown rice protein. Pretty darn low. 2 grams of fiber. I honestly expected more from a clean bar. And 8 grams of sugar. Now, the ingredients. The first ingredient, brown rice syrup, which is just sugar. Not thrilled about that one. Pea protein and brown rice protein together, they do create a complete protein, which is good, but this bar is more carb heavy than protein forward. Now for taste. It definitely gives the look of a more natural looking bar. Oh, super chewy. Honestly, not a lot of flavor. It's super chewy. This is the like cookie dough. Oh no, this is the Protein Pleasure peanut butter chocolate chip. Just now I'm getting peanut flavor. Not my favorite. Here's the verdict. This is really more of a sweet snack, not much of a protein bar. It's pretty low in protein with sugar as the first ingredient. This one gets a 2 out of 5. Also, taste, not very good. All right, quick pit stop. Before we look at the next bars, we have to talk about something the protein world loves to hide: sugar alcohols. I'm telling you this because some bars look amazing on the label, but leave you with bloating, cramping, even diarrhea. 3 of the 8 bars in this video use them, some with 6 to 7 grams, which is enough to upset a sensitive gut. So what are sugar alcohols? Sugar alcohols are also called polyols. They're carbohydrates, and despite the name, they don't actually contain any ethanol, so they won't make you drunk. They're actually hybrids of sugar molecules and alcohol molecules. Some sugar alcohols, like erythritol and sorbitol, occur naturally in small amounts in fruits and veggies. But here's the thing, the sugar alcohols you see in these protein bars, they are produced industrially. Companies use them to sweeten foods to keep the sugar content, carbohydrate content, and calorie content low. So they're going to be things like erythritol, maltitol, sorbitol, and xylitol. The downside is that our small intestine can't fully absorb them. So they move into our large intestine where our gut bacteria ferment them. And that's where gas, bloating, and diarrhea can happen. And then here's what research shows. Studies show that maltitol can cause gastrointestinal symptoms, including diarrhea, in a significant portion of people at doses around 10 grams. Erythritol, even in smaller amounts, can also trigger bloating and diarrhea in sensitive tummies. Here's what I see as a dietitian. Clients tell me, I'm choosing the lower sugar bars. Why does my stomach hate me? 9 times out of 10, it's the sugar alcohols. Now, everyone's gut responds differently. What works for your friend might totally wreck you. So here's how to spot them. Check the ingredient list for sugar alcohols. Anything ending in that ITOL, like erythritol, maltitol, sorbitol, or xylitol. If you have a sensitive gut, aim for under 5 grams per serving or skip them completely. And then a quick safety note, if you have a dog, be careful with xylitol. It's extremely toxic to dogs, so never leave protein bars with xylitol where your dog can reach them. Okay, back to the reviews. Now you know exactly which ones might cause some GI issues. Okay, Barebells, they are super trendy right now, and they look and taste sort of dessert-like. So let's see what all this hype is about. They have 200 calories, 20 grams of protein from a milk protein blend, 3 grams of fiber, 1 gram of sugar. Okay, ingredients, here we go. Maltitol. This bar has 6 grams of sugar alcohols plus sucralose as an artificial sweetener. So remember what we just talked about? 6 grams is right in that zone where a lot of people can start to have some tummy issues. Now let's go for taste. It really does look like a candy bar, like a crunch bar. And it tastes like one too. It tastes just like a candy bar. So taste, pretty good. Price, $2.34 per bar. So here's the verdict. The taste is really, really good. But the sugar alcohols outweigh that. They're a major red flag. This one gets a 3 out of 5. Next up are the Aloha bars. These are plant-based, organic, and vegan. Let's see if that makes a difference. Nutrition, 240 calories, 14 grams of protein from brown rice protein and pumpkin seed protein, 10 grams of fiber from tapioca fiber, which is generally well tolerated by most people, 5 grams of total sugar, 4 grams of added from brown sugar and brown rice syrup. Now ingredients got pumpkin seeds, which I love for the omega-3s. Tapioca fiber is a soluble fiber. It's extracted from cassava root. It's generally well tolerated, a little gentler than chicory root for most people, and it can help with blood sugar stability. So this is one of the better added fibers you'll see. Pumpkin seed protein is a less common one, but it is a solid plant-based option. Now let's talk about taste. Also, these are $2 per bar. So cheaper than a few of the other ones we've seen. It's super soft. It's super chewy. I would say it's just okay. It's not the worst one I tasted. It's definitely not the best in terms of taste. It doesn't have any strong pronounced flavors. I think this one is the chocolate chip cookie dough and it tastes just more like cocoa than anything else. It's okay. Next. And before we move on, if you don't want to miss the rest of my Eat Well, Travel Well series, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm breaking everything down from how to meal prep and plan for staying at an Airbnb to what are the best airport foods and travel snacks so you can travel while feeling great. All right, next up, Built bars are everywhere right now. They definitely look like a candy bar, and I get why that appeals to people. Let me show you. It looks like, I don't know, any candy bar, like Snickers or Three Musketeers or anything like that. Let's check in on the nutrition. 140 calories, the lowest that we're going to see. 17 grams of protein from a collagen and whey protein blend. Less than 1 gram of fiber, sure. 6 grams of sugar from actual sugar and dextrose. Now here's a quick note on collagen. It is definitely trendy right now, but here's what most people don't know. Collagen is not a complete protein on its own. It's missing tryptophan, one of the 9 essential amino acids your body needs. That's why they mixed it with whey here to round out the amino acid profile. So if you see a bar with only collagen protein, it's not going to be a complete protein source. Ingredients, here's what surprised me. Sugar and dextrose, but no artificial sweeteners and no sugar alcohols, just real sugar, and I like that. Yes, it's 6 grams of added sugar, but it's not sugar alcohols wreaking havoc on your gut microbiome. Now for the taste. It feels like I'm about to bite into a candy bar. Oh, that's weird. It's like super chewy. There's definitely glycerin in here. Yeah, glycerin. It gives us this like chewy, like almost gummy texture on the inside. It's almost too sweet for me. It's too candy bar-like, but I get why that's the appeal for some people. The price is $2.25 per bar, so mid-ish range. The verdict: this is a fun treat with decent protein and no gut-wrecking sugar alcohols. This one actually gets a 4 out of 5. Okay, finally, the controversial David bar. Some people are raving about this one and others are super skeptical, so let's see why. Nutrition-wise, 150 calories. Here's the kicker: 28 grams of protein, the highest we're gonna see by far. 28 grams of protein packed in this little bar. 1 gram of fiber, that makes sense. 0 sugar listed. Now let's talk about the ingredients and how they crammed 28 grams of protein. They have their protein system, which includes milk protein isolate, collagen, whey, and egg whites. But then we get to the sweeteners: maltitol, sugar alcohol, allulose, sucralose, an artificial sweetener, and acesulfame potassium. Plus, this bar has 7 grams of sugar alcohols, the highest of any bar today. Now, it also contains modified plant fat, EPG, which is esterified propoxylated glycerol, as their fat system, which helps keep the calories low. And this is a synthetic fat that was only FDA approved in 2023. It's basically designed to pass through your body without being fully absorbed, kind of like the Olestra from the 90s. Does anyone remember that? Drop me a comment if you do. I remember there were like Olestra chips that gave people diarrhea. The FDA says it's safe, but there's limited long-term research, so some people report some digestive issues, other people are just fine. So let's do the math. 28 grams of protein would be with 4 calories per gram of protein. That's 112 calories just from the protein, which is why they used artificial sweeteners and modified fats to keep the total calories low. Here we go for the taste. Okay, and it's very, very like sticky, and I don't like that, especially for travel. Okay. Has like weird crunchies that aren't consistent. The texture is like chalk mixed with something else. Honestly, not great. You do get a little like artificial sweetener aftertaste happening. The price is $3.25 per bar. So if you were trying to buy a bunch of these to keep on hand for a trip, that would be super expensive. And this is by far the most expensive bar that we've looked at today. Here's the verdict: the highest in protein, yes, but it is packed with artificial ingredients and sugar alcohols. For most people, this could cause digestive issues, and it doesn't even taste good. Gets a 2 out of 5. All right, let's rank these from best to worst based on ingredients, protein, macros, fibers factored in, taste, and price. My top pick is the Kind protein bar for best overall. Still a 4 out of 5, but it's got 20 grams of protein, nice macro breakdown, no sugar alcohols, and real food as the first ingredient. Plus, it was the cheapest of all of them. Number 2, the RXBar, cleanest ingredients, only 8 ingredients, no artificial sweeteners, no sugar alcohols. It's a great option for sensitive stomachs. Yes, it is lower in protein and higher in sugar, so it's a nice balanced snack, more than just a protein-forward option. Number 3, the Built Bar. This is definitely the best treat option. The texture is not my favorite, but I can see why other people like it. 17 grams of protein, no sugar alcohols, no artificial sweeteners, real sugar instead, easy on the gut, and it definitely tastes like a candy bar. Middle of the road, the Aloha Bar, a great plant-based option with good fiber. Number 5, the Barebells. 20 grams of protein, looks good on paper, but 6 grams of sugar alcohols and artificial sweeteners can be major gut consequences. And then number 6, the Quest Bar. It has a great macro profile, but it's those 6 grams of sugar alcohols that bring it down. Plus, it just tastes chalky. Not my favorite. Number 7, I'm sorry, but GoMacro Bars. You're really low in protein, 11 grams. Sugar is the first ingredient, and for being such a clean bar, it's pretty expensive and just doesn't live up to the rest. And number 8, sorry, David, but you were at the bottom. While it has the highest protein, 28 grams, and it's loaded with all kinds of other ingredients from the sugar alcohols to their fat system, and frankly, it doesn't taste good and it's super expensive. Okay, Here's the bottom line. Protein bars are a tool, not a daily necessity. Choose one that works for your body, your taste preferences, and your goals. Ideally, we're getting our protein from whole food sources, but when we're traveling, sometimes we need to grab a bar for a quick protein boost that gives us some satiety and some fiber too. And when you're traveling, you definitely want to watch out for those sugar alcohols if you have a sensitive stomach. And for more nutrition tips like this one today and real food recipes, join my email newsletter. I am dropping the link in the description. I share all kinds of nutrition tips and nourishing and delicious recipes to help you thrive. Now for easy homemade bar options with real food and no weird ingredients, click the video on your screen right now to watch my homemade snack bars video, and I will see you over there. Until then, eat well, be well, thrive. Five grams of fiber, all from natural force of. Okay, we'll use that in the bleepers. Okay, I just had to share something. This is post-production. I had my husband, Devin, try the bars. And he had to stop after trying 4 of them. He said, I don't think any of them taste good, and he needed a break because they were so gross. Okay, I wish I had recorded his reaction, especially after he had the Quest bar. It was like, it was so good.